have this like logistic issue in the sense that we need to reach more people where the internet's growing. They don't have credit cards, but it's all virtual. They don't get anything. It's not a physical product, but the sense of value is very high. Like they love that little house that they can place in their city or something like this.
Cool. Changing a little bit, Reinaldo, if you can explain for us a little bit better, what is a social entrepreneur that you said for us before?
It's a concept that is quite new in our society, especially if you link this with business concepts. And now it's starting to happen concepts like social business, inclusive business, all the things that you can think about, ways that business can generate social development somehow. And the social entrepreneur is something that was people that work with any kind of venture or entrepreneurship style, whatever, to promote social changes. In my behalf, I have tried to 8 years ago to start a new way where people can work and learn using social media. And this has become a methodology and a process that was spread out as a concept where people can use not only computers but also mobile technologies and other features to create content and make a living out of that. And this is maybe the main concept of social entrepreneurship. But I'm really worried about nowadays. This is a challenge that I'm going to bring to the audience. We have a great opportunity here talking about social. It's something that is unique as a human. We as human beings have this uniqueness to socialize with each other, and we are somehow business is starting to realize that this is important. Which amazes me a little bit because it's something that's it. The one thing that is important is how we're going to change the paradigm of business in this country. Because I think this is a big question that I'm getting out of this conference with a big question mark in my head, because it's not only building good business. What for? What's the purpose of the business that we are building in this country? We have 10 years as a big opportunity to pursue, I know that. But what kind of pursuit we are going to build after this 10 years? And what kind of social capital we're going to really build in this country to really promote a sustainable development. So today is not only making a very successful business. Is this interacting successfully with our society? And I think this is a big question. And I think, especially for our country, I love the way we interact with the gringos and whatever, but on the end of the day, we have a big homework to do here. And I think this is the big question. And we have right-minded youngsters, people that know how to develop new business models and whatever. And what's that for? And I think this is my question I have. And I think we have a big opportunity to reinvent the way we do business. Because this is a global agenda right now. What's the new economic model? What's the role of a company in our society today? What are we going to do with that?
Would you say that a Brazilian entrepreneur needs to have as core the purpose of his business, or what is the legacy that he's going to leave for the country every time that he thinks on a new idea, or what are your thoughts on that?
I have a dream on that. I don't know if this is going to happen, because I think we need to change from a success-driven society to a purpose-driven society. And business has a lot to do with that, because success is something that you can get, purpose is something that you can take for your entire life. And I think if we could start designing our business on purpose, I think it's quite easier. The successful ones, if you're going to see it, most of them have a very interesting purpose behind it. So I think something that I'm very worried, and I demand a lot of my time to really go deeper and discuss what's that for? What's the role of this business in our society? Is it just a market opportunity, or it is something that is going to generate a legacy? And I think we need to reinvent the role of the entrepreneur in Brazil, because if you're going to start thinking about the real Brazil, what's going on in terms of big volume of money and whatever, we are starting this. We actually get out the good things that nature gives to us. What are the big companies in Brazil? What's the mindset of the Brazilian, the real Brazilian entrepreneur? The one that gets 95% of the money from the BNDES. Who are the guys? Where is the big money of this country going to? And I think we need to be aware to really articulate a way that we need to change this paradigm, because we have a huge opportunity ahead. What is good about Brazil is we are probably one of the unique countries in the world that is self-sustaining, have resources. We still have a market to grow, which is tremendous opportunity. What are we doing with that?
Don't you think, and I want to hear your opinion on that also, that something that we talked about before in today's event, once we start to have more success cases, then we can inspire more people to be entrepreneurs, and we can create wealth by doing that. Not only wealth, but we can improve the lives of millions of people. It's, I think that just by having more people being entrepreneurs, we can improve the whole environment. This is something that I think. And what is your perspective on that?
I believe a lot in what you're saying, because I can share my journey. I thought that I could change the world doing an NGO, and I figured out that it's much better to do a different company to do that. And I think that the possibility, especially in Brazil, in terms of legal model, in terms of the freedom to act that a company and a private company gives to you, is something that is very powerful. If you could address that in terms of being more ambitious in terms of what you're going to do with this venture, is something that I really believe. This is what I'm doing.
I have one opinion about the relationship between Brazil and overseas, right? I was in Harvard last week, and what I saw one thing that is the barrier between Brazil and Indian and Chinese people. Because in the same class, like 60 people, just one from Brazil, right? And several Indians and Chinese people studying and bring to home knowledge and networking and this kind of wealth. I believe that in order to create a huge value in our country, we have to be able to see and watch and listen and feel what's happening outside. I saw one lecture from Ike Batista, and he said about these 360-degree view, right? Because in order to create a OGX in Brazil, his company, his biggest company, he was studying hard during 5 or 6 years outside all the oil market companies before launch his own here. So I believe that now we've been living a huge opportunity to start connect and grow partnerships outside, to be faster and to be more powerful inside as well. That's my opinion.
It's interesting because every time that we talk about social in some of the events, we can talk about the society, something that Renato was telling us about, and we can talk about the social movement and all the people that spend a lot of hours on the social networks, or playing, or buying, or doing something. And it is another thing that